what's up? It's your girl Tunes. Throughout the Ben 10 franchise, Ben Tennyson is portrayed as a hero who, despite his immaturity and occasional arrogance, ultimately seeks to do the right thing. However, there have been multiple instances where his darker impulses emerge, revealing a terrifying glimpse of what he could become if he ever abandoned his moral compass. When Ben goes all out, you might as well pack it up, because if he were ever to become a villain, he would be unstoppable. Like that time with Ben's confrontation with Aggregor in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Aggregor, this dude, right, just absorbed these 5 aliens and they disappear. Gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. He ends up gaining all their powers and abilities. Ben mistakenly believed that they had been killed. In a fit of uncontrollable rage, already transformed into Humongosaur, he launches himself at Aggregor and tosses him away like a side piece. Ben rushes forward and Falcon punches him out the building. Now, you see him running towards Aggregor thinking he's gonna pummel him. Nah. He zooms past him, grabs a military vehicle, and Hulk smashes him before channeling All Might and sending Aggregor soaring through the sky. Aggregor doesn't even have a chance to breathe as Ben comes stomping the yard and does a Detroit smash. I know Aggregor's bones are fine dust. Surely he's done assaulting him now, right? Wrong. Remember the building he went through? Ben then proceeds to lift said building and yeets it like a football towards him. This is the look of someone who wishes they weren't there right now. Aggregor, at a failed attempt to catch the building like it's a dodgeball, is skidding across the pavement, colliding against other buildings. Ben pulls up breathing hard, gaze heavy over his massacre. Believing he beat the brakes off of Aggregor, he turns to walk away. Ben was really on a different type of timing because he heard this man breathing and knew the job wasn't done yet. Red in his eyes, Ben moves the debris aside, Aggregor twitching, breathing in pain. Ben yells out, "You want some more?"
No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
If Gwen had not intervened, Ben would have undoubtedly killed Aggregor. This moment not only demonstrated Ben's terrifying raw power, but also revealed his willingness to cross the line when provoked. This level of brutality mirrors the infamous scene in Invincible when Mark Grayson killed Angstrom Levy in a fit of rage. Another instance of Ben being a menace is his brutal fight against his cousin Gwen. This confrontation occurred when Ben believed that Kevin had gone too far in his destructive rampage, when he was going around absorbing other people's powers. Ben understands Kevin will never stop his power hunting rampage and needs to be permanently eliminated. Ben heads over to Gwen to request her help in ending Kevin, which she promptly shuts down. She still believes there is hope for Kevin, but Ben believes he's beyond redemption. The argument escalated into an all-out battle. Trapping him in her mana bubbles, he then proceeds to transform into Chromostone and breaks out the bubble. He walks away, not even bothered by his cousin's tricks. Gwen launches several attacks at him, only for Ben to absorb it and send it right back at her. Oh, dearest cousin, you're too weak in your base form. Go back inside before you get hurt. Gwen, not to be trifled with, increased the gravity to restrain him. Ben transforms into Terraspin and blows her back to the house. He tells her, "Look, don't let your feelings for the hunky emo blind your judgment. Kevin will absorb your powers without any hesitation whatsoever." Their battle continues, with Ben using the energy to melt the ground beneath her and eventually transforming into Nanomech, only for Gwen to squish him like a bug in between her spellbook. A ray of green light appears in the book. Gwen, desperately trying to restrain him, is ultimately overpowered when Ben transforms into Way Big and unleashes a devastating cosmic ray that leaves her unconscious. Ben coldly tells her that you were too weak to do what needed to be done and walked away. Well, damn, Ben. Hurt her pride and ego while you're at it. Ben's stone cold determination to bring Kevin down for good is immensely dark and unsettling, especially when he fights and beats his cousin to keep her from stopping him. But as Max points out to Gwen later in the episode, his behavior and mentality in this situation are not entirely unwarranted. After all, Kevin has spent the last several episodes brutally tracking down and attempting to kill several random people who have harmed him to exact retribution, even if the reasons are petty. And with Kevin now succumbing to his energy addiction and collecting even more power to make himself more unstable, both physically and emotionally, taking drastic action to prevent him from harming anybody else is practically the only option left. It was a chilling display of his superiority, highlighting how dangerous Ben could be if he ever decides to abandon morality entirely. If Ben were to ever turn into a full-fledged villain, it would be nearly impossible to stop him. The Omnitrix grants him access to an arsenal of aliens, each one with their own devastating abilities, allowing him to counter almost any attack. A villainous Ben 10 would not only dominate the Earth, but could potentially rule the entire galaxy. With access to hundreds beyond hundreds beyond hundreds beyond hundreds of different alien DNA, not to mention he has overpowered ones like Alien X godlike powers, he will be a force to be reckoned with. The only thing that has prevented him from becoming a monster is the influence of his loved ones, but if that tether was ever severed, the universe will have no hope. It'll be clapped in less than like 10 minutes. So, in conclusion, Ben Tennyson has repeatedly demonstrated that his power when driven by anger or desperation is nothing short of apocalyptic. His violent outbursts against Aggregor and Gwen show that he has the capacity for terrifying destruction. If he ever fully embraces darker impulses, he will be an unstoppable force of nature, one that could rival some of the most fearsome antagonists in fiction. The only thing scarier than Ben 10's heroism is the horrifying possibility of his fall. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can always remain updated, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!